Leave a like on this video in the next 5 seconds if you never want to lose another game of Fall Guys. Click the like button right now. Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Prozero and welcome back to one of the first tips and tricks videos here on the channel. In this video today, I'm going to be giving all of you guys the top 5 best tips and tricks to help you win just about every game in the new Fall Guys game that just came out. This game is blowing up right now. I played it, I really like it, and it's also kind of difficult, so I thought that I should go ahead and give you guys some tips and tricks to help you guys win more of your games and get those shiny crowns. Now, when I was making this video, guys, I wanted to give you guys as many tips and tricks that apply to all of the game modes and not just one. So I wanted to make sure that all of the tips and tricks applied to every single game mode and can help you out winning every single one of them. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into our first tip of this video. For my first tip of this video, we have look at shadows. Now you're probably wondering, what do you mean look at shadows? Shadows, what does that have to do with anything? Well, actually, if you notice, in a lot of the mini games, there are wrecking balls and there are also the windmill things. Now, I used to get hit by the windmills a lot before I started using this tip. What you can do is, if you look on the ground, and I'll have a video up right here, if you look at the ground, it'll show the shadow of the windmill when it comes around. So you'll know exactly when to jump, and you'll know exactly when to move so that you don't get hit by these windmills and go flying, because even one mess up in Fall Guys can be detrimental to you even getting to the finish line. So you want to make sure that you are limiting every mistake as possible. All those little micro mistakes, you want to make sure you get out. Now, another place that you can use the shadows up on screen right now is in a lot of the mini games where they have the wrecking balls. Now, these wrecking balls can be really annoying sometimes. I didn't really have too much of a problem with them, but this did help me out a lot. So what you also can do with this, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just look at the shadows of the wrecking balls, find out where they're heading, and then move corresponding to which direction they are coming in, so that you limit the chances of you getting hit by them. Because, like I said before, getting hit by anything and falling over, it can be absolutely detrimental to you winning the game. Now, for my second tip here, I have stay back sometimes. What I mean by this is that, especially on the one where you have to break through the walls to get to the other side, if you notice, a lot of people try to go in there at the exact same time, so a lot of people just fall over and they roll all over the place, and you get trampled. Now, when you're in the front, sometimes it's kind of a gamble to get in the front, because if you go and you try to break down a wall and it's not the right wall, then you can get behind, and then you can lose the game because of that. So in my opinion, my best advice would be for you to stay towards the middle or the back of the group, and this applies to a lot of them. When there's a lot of people trying to fit in a small area or moving at one time, always stay towards the middle or the back. You do not want to be in the front. This mostly goes with the ones where you have to break down the walls and stuff. You want to stay towards the back, because when you jump off that final ledge to get to the finish line, if you jump off first and you don't dive far enough, you are going to get trampled, which means that you are going to eventually be back of the line and you are not going to get to the finish line. So being in the front is really good in the beginning. Towards the end, it can be really bad for you. And like I said, this one can apply to any place where there are a lot of people trying to fit into a small space. So you always want to stay towards the back or the middle, especially on the one where the walls come up, like where you're standing on that one ledge. I can't remember the name of it. When you're standing on that one ledge and all the walls are coming towards you and you have to move out of the way of the walls, stay towards the back there too, because you'll have more time to think about where you want to go and see where everybody else is going. And now for my third tip, I don't really have gameplay for this one, but it is use a keyboard. If you're on PS4, this might be a little bit more difficult because you only have 2 USB ports, and I doubt a lot of you have an adapter to where you can get 4 or 6. I used to have an adapter to where I could get more than that, but I don't know a lot of people who use keyboard and mouse on PS4. But if you are playing on PC like myself, I highly recommend that you use a keyboard instead of a controller. The reason being is you have a lot more accessibility to your keyboard to where you can actually move in the exact direction that you want to, and it's just overall a lot easier. If you're used to using a controller like I was, because when I first started playing this game like a couple days ago, I was also using my PlayStation 4 controller, so if you guys are stuck with it and you don't really want to learn something else, that's fine, do whatever you want, but I really highly recommend you use a keyboard and mouse, just because it gives you a lot more options to change your keybinds, all sorts of stuff like that. So I just highly recommend that you use a keyboard in Fall Guys. And for the next tip, it is stay to the side. Now, this mostly applies to the one where you're on the conveyor belt and the fruit is coming towards you. Stay towards the side. The reason being for this is that the pink, or whatever color they are, the things to the left will protect you from the fruit. I've had so many instances where I've been protected from the fruit just because of those little things, just because I chose to stay more to the side. Now, you want to stay to the left or the right. You do not want to stay in the middle, because that gives you the highest chance of getting hit by the fruit and it being detrimental to you getting to the finish line, which is not what you want. You want to optimize yourself to get to the finish line, possibly be the first every time, so that you can get that crown. Now, if you do hit the side of the things that are supposed to be protecting you, just get back up and try to do it again. You might lose just because you hit them, but it's okay, because that conveyor belt one takes a really long time to do. And speaking of that conveyor belt one, actually, do not jump, because I've seen a lot of people think that jumping on that makes you go faster, when that's simply not the case. Just walk forward. It's gonna seem like you're going really slow. Jumping does not make you go any faster. If anything, I think it makes you go slower. So do not jump on the conveyor belt one. And also, the stay to the side one applies to the one where it has the cake pops moving back and forth and you have to climb up the jelly to get to the finish line. I can't remember which one that is, and I'm sorry that I can't remember the name. It would be a lot easier if I could remember a specific name, but I just can't at this time. So when you are on that one, stay to the left or the right. You never want to go in the middle, because if you do, you have a higher chance of getting hit by the cake pops, and when you're to the side, the left or the right, you will not get hit by them at all. Like, they can't go that far. So you have the highest chance of getting to the finish line and qualifying if you do not go in the middle. So in conclusion, any place where you can go to the side, either where you have more protection or where you don't get hit by something, do it. Never go in the middle if there's an opportunity to go to the side. And now for my final tip of this video, I have take advantage of diving. I see so many people who die because they don't dive. Like, they're like on the seesaw one. If you're on the seesaw and the one that is going on a down slope and the one is going on an up slope to where you can't get to it, you could still, there's been so many instances where I've jumped and dove and I've gotten on to the seesaw ahead of me. And on screen right now, you should always never go through the middle. You never want to go through the middle, because the chances of you getting through the window to get through that windmill is so ridiculously small that the chances of you doing it are very slim. So taking advantage of diving is kind of a self-explanatory one, but I've seen so many people who have told me they've never dove in a game before, and that's the reason that you're probably not winning a lot of games. If you want to win a lot of games, you have to dive. You literally have to, because there's going to be so many instances where you're not just going to be able to jump or walk over an obstacle. You are going to have to dive sometime. Alright guys, that is basically all of the tips and tricks that I have for you guys to improve your Fall Guys gameplay, whether you're on PC or PS4, it doesn't matter. These tips and tricks helped me out a lot, so I hope they help you out a lot too. If they do, be sure to go down below and smash the like button for me. If this video gets 10 or more likes, I will do another Fall Guys video, and I want to do more of these because I really enjoy this game. As you know, it's blowing up right now. It's all over Twitter, as you guys probably already know if you've been on Twitter. Tim the Tapman finally got his first win, so congratulations to Timmy over there. Anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out.